I've learned a lot with the systemic approach about charging our clients. First thing, as I said, we didn't start from scratch. Even if you are, and rephrasing what I said before, even if you are young, you have experience, you have a life, So you have important experiences to share and you have a repertoire. When you start working, you can always give and as I did that, I give discounts. So I say my fee is, for instance, $100, give you 30% discount.
Welcome to Career Coaching Secrets, the podcast where we talk with successful career coaches on how they built their success and the hard lessons they learned along the way. My name is Davis Nguyen, and I'm the founder of Purple Circle, where we help career coaches scale their business to $100,000 years, $100,000 months, and even $100,000 weeks. Before Purple Circle, I've grown several 7- and 8-figure career coaching businesses myself, and have been a consultant at 2 career coaching businesses that are doing over $100 million each. Whether you're an established coach or building your practice for the first time, you'll discover the secrets to elevating your coaching business.
Welcome to Career Coaching Secrets. My name is Annie, and today's guest is Flavia Goldenberg. She is a professional certified coach who helps people and teams transform from inside out by blending systemic coaching, personal development, and holistic energy work into powerful, life-changing growth. Welcome, Flavia. How are you?
Hey, Annie. Thank you for having me. And it's a great pleasure to share some experiences with your audience. And I'm doing pretty fine. Thank you.
I'm really excited to get to know about you and how you got started, because you could have been anything in this world and you chose to be a coach and you chose to turn it into a business. I'm super curious, what inspired you?
Well, a lot of things, but I should start by the beginning. And I chose at first to be an engineer. Yes. And that is because I wanted something that could stretch my mind, to be more flexible, to see things from different perspectives, to be more abstract. And it was not about the label of the career, but more the concept and the skills that I would develop. And after that, I went to study communication. And after that, I had a master in sustainability management. So I've been working on the corporate world. I worked in the corporate world for more than 35 years, coaching people, my team. I was an entrepreneur as well, so I had to coach my employees. I wanted them to be, most of all, feel fulfilled, and to evolve, to be better professionals, not only for my company, but for the market. And I was very proud when someone was invited to work in a multinational company in top leadership roles and everything. So that always felt good for me. And somehow I was always being asked for and mentoring. So it was very natural for me when I decided to go for a plan B, to become a coach.
That's amazing. I feel like you've always put yourself in a position to expand your mind, and therefore it attracted a lot of people to come to you and say, hey, I want to do the same thing. I'm very inspired by you, and I know you're the leader to help me expand my mind. How did you know that you can turn it into a business?
Well, when I decided to move to Miami, I'm originally from Brazil, and me and my husband, we decided to move to Miami, and I was working at Schneider Electric. And I didn't know how they would react, because there was no position in United States for me to move to. But I had to figure out what am I going to do? What is my next step? And while I was doing coaching, because I had a coach to help me to envision that path, right? What kind of path should I go? And she told me, you are already a coach. You are already a healer.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, a healer? I'm an engineer. I'm not a healer. I'm not in the health industry. And it was so interesting because she said, you don't know yet, but you are a healer. And I said, okay, like a little bit like a weird thing. I didn't expect it, but I started to try to understand what was my role. I've always been attached to quantum therapies like Reiki and acupuncture and all these alternatives that nowadays we call them integrative, not alternative anymore. They are integrative because they integrate different aspects of our bodies, our souls, our emotions. But I was already doing that for myself, but I needed to understand which would be the technique that I would adopt as a profession. So all that came, just to make sense of all this, all that came because I knew and I felt on myself that not only the goals or the strategies would make me succeed, but also my energy. You know, without the energy to move, without the energy to evolve, you can have the best strategy or the right goals, but you are not getting there. So I decided to mix the quantum therapies with the coaching. That was my first thought. How could I help my clients to go for their goals without burning out, without feeling frustrated, without feeling they were not enough or they didn't have energy enough to get there.
I love that you're able to identify that strategy is important, but energy is just as important for your clients. I'm wondering, how do your clients find you, or like what is your type of client specifically?
Well, my work grew based on word of mouth. And of course, I had a very good reputation along the 35 years that I mentioned working with people. I built a very strong reputation. As I told you, I was already being, asked to coach and to mentor people. And it was just natural. It was organic.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes. And one thing that I think it's very important for those who are listening to us is to understand that you do not let yourself behind. Like I didn't leave the engineer. I didn't leave the top leader. I didn't leave the sustainability manager. I didn't leave the marketing and the communication piece of me behind. I brought all this with me. So I didn't start from scratch because some people think that when they start a new profession, they are starting from scratch, and we are not. We integrate, as I said, everything we know. And by doing that, we create a unique way of coaching, right? So it's exactly your background that makes you special and unique. And what I hear from a lot of clients when they come to me and they are transitioning from not only for coaching, but other kinds of professions, some people are transitioning. They say, "Oh, how do I leave this behind? How I change?" You are not changing. You are evolving. You are becoming someone more complete, and not less. You're not leaving anything behind. And there comes a piece of me that I was very afraid of doing, but at the same time, I had the courage to do it. That was to charge my clients a fair value. Because sometimes people, when they come to me, they are transitioning from one career to the other. They say, "Oh, I'm going to charge much less than the other, much less than the market because I'm beginning." But you are not beginning from scratch. You have a lot of experience, unless you are like, very, very, very young and you don't have any experience. You are always adding or building up on something.
That is true. I love that. You never just start from a blank slate. You start you already have so much experience that you bring to the table. And you mentioned charging clients. And I know that a lot of coaches have a bit of confidence, imposter syndrome with this. And I was wondering, how do you think about your package? How do you think about charging? What is the structure? You don't have to share hard numbers, but I like to know how you think about it.
Yeah. And I do systemic work as well. And I've learned a lot with the systemic approach about charging our clients. So, first thing, as I said, we didn't start from scratch. Even if you are, and rephrasing what I said before, even if you are young, you have experience, you have a life, you know? So you have important experiences to share, and you have a repertoire, right? And when you start working, you can always give and as I did that, I give discounts. So I say my fee is, for instance, $100. Give you 30% discount because I'm on the first sessions can try, you can experiment, and then we go to the regular price. So this gives you more confidence when you lack confidence in charging people. So they see an advantage, and you are really being honest that you will do that for a while, but it's not forever, right? This is the first thing. Another thing that was very interesting was when you are studying, even when I was studying the quantum therapies and also coaching, you are asked to do some coaching and some sessions to prove that you can do it and to have your certification, right? And it's always good also to tell people, wow, as you were my guinea pig during my course, now I'm going to give you a discount because you deserve it. You helped me to get here. So for a certain amount of sessions, I'm going to give you a discount. So you always incentive people that were your guinea pigs to, to become your clients. That's another.
Yeah, it's like a reward, for taking this chance and trying something new. For your sessions, do you do one-on-one coaching, group, or masterminds or retreats? How do you do your offers?
I offer one-on-one and groups online always. I rarely do in person. And one thing else that I wanted to mention about price that I didn't mention is that from the systemic approach perspective, if we don't charge what we think we deserve, is because sometimes it's because we are not humble enough to receive. So we think we are heroes, we can heal the world, we can do everything for everybody, and we don't need anything from anybody. More or less like that. So sometimes if you have difficulties in charging, you should verify, you should try to understand if you are trying to be the strongest one in the relationship. Because a client can say, no, I can't pay, and you can give a discount if you want, but you don't have to guess it. You don't have to take it as a truth if you didn't ask for exactly what you think you deserve.
You have to stand by what you think you deserve and build upon that. That's really good advice, which brings me to a bigger picture of where you want to take your coaching business in 2 years. What is your biggest dream that you have? Yeah. Do you have desires to scale, to hire, or a hidden ambition that no one knows about?
Well, a few years ago, I had a dream of making coaching more accessible for everyone. And I think AI is somehow helping people to get some kind of guidance, which I like because I think until a certain level, you can use AI to help you to explore alternatives and to and to help you think if you use AI as a co-partner, like a thinking partner, right?
Yes, yes.
So nowadays, what I look for is to work for very, very top leaders that can change significantly the world.
So helping leaders expand their abilities so that they can reach and impact more people. Wow, that's very, very smart way of touching more lives.
Yes, because I don't aim for volume. I aim for quality and for impact and sustainable impact. So I want to work on conscious leadership, and by having more conscious leaders in the world that will impact like thousands of lives, we will have a better world, a better, better corporations, better everything.
Well, that is really beautiful. One of our core beliefs and mission here at Career Coaching Secrets is to impact 1 billion lives by helping the people that help people. Coaches. We help coaches expand their leads, their marketing, their systems in order to be able to help billions of people. So I'm really glad that we're on the same path. I love that you think about it not in terms of how many people can I help, but who can I strategically help that can impact more people. That's really, really smart way to think about it. I kind of wanted to go into something that is probably more harder for most people in their coaching businesses, which is like pain points. Is there some pain point in your business right now that might be like surprising or you didn't expect?
I didn't expect. Well, I think that speed is something that nowadays is something that is annoying me a little bit. Like things are so fast, and at the same time, I love it because I am very dynamic and I like things to happen fast. But at the same time, time management is a lot. It's a bigger challenge nowadays. So I would point time as one of my biggest pain points nowadays.
Ooh, I'm so curious. Do you mean time management with, say, your coaching students or running your business like operationally? Where is the time that feels the most stretched right now?
I would say there are some things that I would love to do more. So I would love to learn more, to have more time to learn new things. These last weeks, I've been very into AI and how to work and to make it work better for me. But I also love neuroscience. I also love, how to understand how the world is evolving and to, learn different tools as well. So learning is a piece of my life that is very important for me. I have the clients and of course I need to balance the time that I am with my clients and my family. So I love to travel. I have my family all over the place. So I have a stepdaughter in Australia, a stepson in Spain. My son is in Brazil. I have a granddaughter in Spain, a granddaughter in Brazil. My parents are in Brazil. So I love traveling, and family is also giving me time, allowing me to be with them and to be traveling and visiting new places. I love to visit new places. So I think that time is a big issue nowadays.
I really resonate with that. You talk about such important things in your life, which is just having time for your clients, of course, that's our mission, but having time for ourselves and our family and our passion and learning and growing. And I feel like since you were a kid, you've always wanted to expand your mind being an engineer and going into healing. So I see how that's really, really important to you. And I'm wondering what's taking up most of the time right now that you could be using better, spending it with your family. Is it with maybe like operational stuff or doing sales calls? I'm curious.
Yeah.
Or the marketing.
Yeah, no, as I said, I think that learning is my most important part that I wanted to dedicate more time. I learned a lot. I have a lot of courses and a lot of certificates. But what I did in reality regarding my profession, my practice is to integrate, as I said. So I integrate the coaching with the quantum therapies and the constellations. And one thing that nowadays is like I'm spending a lot of time on is like the constellations, because the constellations, they are a tool to reveal patterns, to reveal blockages. So sometimes, as I said, you have your goals, you have your strategy, but it's not working. You don't know why it's not working. You put a lot of effort, you do everything right, you have everything that you had to have, but you're not getting there. You're not achieving your full potential. And sometimes it has to do with your ancestral lineage, your hidden loyalties, yes, because sometimes, if you come from a family where everybody was like working on big corporations, they were very successful, and you decide to be like an independent professional, like a dentist or a lawyer or a coach, you may be sabotaging yourself in the name of loyalty, that you are not like your family, you don't belong to your system, for example. So understanding that pattern, understanding that blockage, you can transform. You can honor your system, you can honor where you came from and move on and ask for permission to be different, right? And to belong. So you were different, you can belong.
Wow. I feel like you were giving that piece of advice specifically for me because it really hit home for me as an Asian American woman. Being that, it means that you have to be very loyal to your mother and your father. There's this piety, that's what it's called, where you are deeply loyal to your parents, and it makes it hard for you to stand out as an individual, right? And so I see a lot of Asians kind of just stay smaller, instead of expressing their own opinions and their own personalities because they represent their family and they wouldn't want them to look bad or look down on them. So that really hit hard with me, So
Yes,
I
and there
appreciate
are
you for
other
sharing that.
kinds of loyalties,
Yeah.
We have loyalty for not having money, like you said, staying small. We have loyalty for, even diseases. You see patterns in families with diseases, you see patterns in families with bankruptcy.
Yes, yes.
So,
Those are really hard ones to overcome.
yes, but once you see and you acknowledge, because it's not by repeating what's not helpful that will give you the belonging, the sense, the feeling of belonging. And you can attach to the system and you can belong to the system looking at the bright side of it, and and by loving your system anyway, the way it is, by accepting it like it is. So just to be connected by love, it's enough.
That's beautiful, to be connected by love and observing things that are holding you back and letting that go. Really quickly, I got so much great advice from you, but I wanted to hear about more of your business advice, what is the worst business advice that you've ever gotten?
Worst business advice? Yes, I've made more than 7 transitions in my life already. And every time I wanted to transition, because I always chose challenging paths, I heard, don't do that. It's not a good time for you to do this. And if I have heard them, I wouldn't have done any of the transitions I've made. Even this one, the last one, which was the most disruptive one, was like I was a top leader. I was working in a multinational company. I had bonuses. I had a car. I had insurance, health insurance. I had, more than 13 monthly salaries. And I decided to be a healer and a coach. So everybody like, wow, what are you doing? Are you crazy? No, I'm not crazy. I trust myself. I trust that if I do that with purpose and I work, with energy and with the right energy, burning out, it's not that. It's just putting your energy in the right place.
Wow. There you go, everyone. Putting your energy in the right place and not listening to other people's fears because they're not yours. They're theirs and they're just projecting their fears. And so be brave and put your energy in the right place. So I want to wrap it up and I want to let our audience find you. How can they find you and connect with you?
On Instagram, Flavia Goldenberg. I am on LinkedIn, Flavia Goldenberg. I have my website, which is flaviagoldenberg.com. Wow, it's not difficult to find me. Just Google it.
I really appreciate you coming on to Career Coaching Secrets and sharing your deep, deep insight on who you are, how you came to be, how expansive your lust for knowledge is. Thank you so much for coming on to our podcast today.
Thank you, Annie. Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity, and I hope that I at least got a spark and an insight in each one of our, the people who's going to listen, and you as well.
I know you definitely made an impact on me when you gave that ancestral comment. I felt, ooh, chills. She knows me already. This is hitting deep. I'm so glad that we got to talk about that. Thank you so much for coming on to our podcast today.
That's it for this episode of Career Coaching Secrets. If you enjoyed this conversation, you can subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you're listening to this episode to catch future episodes. This podcast was brought to you by Purple Circle, where we help career coaches scale their business to $100,000 years, $100,000 months, or even $100,000 weeks, all without burning out and making sure that you're making the impact and having the life that you want. To learn more about our community and how we can help you, visit joinpurplecircle.com.